Cologne fragrances are super popular at the moment, and of course, everyone is talking about them, and you see them everywhere. There are so many of them, and of course, they're trying to clone every single popular fragrance at this point. But I think I have found one that is the perfect clone. Let's get into it. Now, normally clone fragrances are there to kind of like mimic and smell like the original. But when you smell them side by side and when you compare them, they are not generally on par with the original creation, meaning they cannot really replace that fragrance for you. So, yes, if you want something that gets you close to that, you'll of course go get a clone fragrance, but they are not good enough to actually replace one. This one is different. Now, everyone is familiar with Dior Homme Intense, masterpiece creation from Dior. This fragrance is fantastic. It has that, makeupy, lipsticky vibe to it. Obviously, that comes from the iris in here. It also has cedar and vetiver. It has lavender up top. It has this masculine, very, very interesting tone to it. But at the same time, it's not overpowering. It is a very formal fragrance. You can dress it up, and actually I think this is one of those fragrances that you can actually just wear when you're dressed up, because when you wear it with a t-shirt, just feels out of place a little bit. This one is, of course, like being a Dior fragrance, it is expensive, and you're gonna pay like a bit of money to get your hands on it. However, it is totally worth it. And if you like this creation, I guess just buy this one. Fantastic, and obviously very, very popular. However, I have this clone here that I believe can replace the whole thing for you, and it won't break the bank. And of course, they come in a very nice presentation. This is Kayaan Classic from Wataniah, if I pronounce this correctly. This fragrance is very interesting. It has this, of course, it opens up in the classic, clone house boxes. You have the suede texture here. Your bottle sits inside of it. When you take out the bottle, it is a very interesting looking bottle. It is not very far from the actual Dior. Okay, it is far, but how say it, like it kind of gives you that style a little bit. It has a cap that kind of like slides into place, so it doesn't really click or anything. But what is very interesting is that although note breakdown is a little bit different here, you know, especially compared to like the original has lavender up top. This one comes with a lot of citrus, bergamot, and in the mid it has so many different notes. It has rose, it has, yes, of course, iris, but it has like a bunch of other notes. And when you compare the note breakdown side by side, very different. But when you spray it, that's magic happens. This fragrance is so close to Dior that I can only tell. I mean, okay, if I know that one of them is original and one of them is like the clone, and you give me your hands and I sniff, well, obviously I can tell because it is not as clear and as not, how say, like shiny as the Dior. But for your average Joe, or let's say like a casual user of the fragrance, this absolutely gets it done so well. Man, I'm actually surprised how well they did this. It can actually replace the fragrance of the original, like the fragrance that is trying to clone perfectly. And you get these 100 milliliter huge bottles that honestly, they are very, very cheap. And, the clarity of the scent, oh man, you get that makeupy, lipsticky, feeling like up top. The first thing that hits you is that. Throughout the fragrance, of course, there are like minor changes. For example, like Dior Homme Intense, the original, projects a little bit heavier, and it has a very, how say, like extremely well done composition, in a sense that it really carries its weight throughout the lifetime of the fragrance. This doesn't have it. obviously it dies out a little bit faster. But as I said, like, because it's so cheap, and you only use Dior Intense, casually or for special occasions, just get this one. As I said, this is one of those rare instances that I think getting the original, if you're a casual user, is redundant. But if you are in love with Dior Intense, just go for the original. Obviously, nothing can 100% replace it. But if you want my opinion, this fragrance did a phenomenal job at getting close to that original Dior Intense. Again, I'm not advocating for clones. I guess if you have the money, if you have the budget, go for the original. Nothing can beat it. It's a work of art and it's a masterpiece fragrance. Everybody knows that. But if you are on a tighter budget, you're a casual user, and you've bought your fair share of Dior Intense bottles, then this can be a fantastic replacement. Absolutely mental. Wow. And it is very, very cheap. That's it for this quick clone video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you try this out, or if you have it, let me know how do you feel about this fragrance. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Happy to see you. Consider subscribing if you have not already. Helps the channel a lot, and I can bring more fragrances to you guys. Yeah, until next time, have a good one.